If you could please tell a little bit about yourself and your background, that would be amazing.
Yeah, so I have owned a marketing company for going on 20 years now, and I have developed my own formulas to create 1 year of marketing content in 5 days. And that's what we do with our clients. And then if they would like us to stay with them, because we try to teach them everything they need to know up front, in those 5 days, it's kind of like a training slash actual implementation session. And if they want us to stay with them after that, I've had some of my clients who've been on their maintenance plans for over 10 years.
That's incredible. Wow, wow. Well done. And how did you first hear about SmarterQueue?
So I think I actually found it through a beta program early on. I did a lot of research kind of a couple of years ago about, what are some alternative like social media platforms to what I was using at the time. Trying to remember the name of the one I was using, Social Pilot. And so it was doing a lot of things I needed it to do, but one of the things it was not doing was, since we create all the content for the whole year, we schedule it for the whole year. We put it in the scheduler right away. And one of the things we were doing is we were creating residual content or evergreen content that was going to be recycled. But we had to literally, we literally did this for years. My staff and I, or sometimes just myself, if whoever was like doing the session, we would sit and we would write down January 1st, January 2nd, January 3rd. Okay, these are all the Tuesdays. And we would say, okay, this is going to run every fourth Tuesday, and this one's going to run every second Tuesday, and like we would literally write down everything. And then when we would go in to post it, to schedule it, we had to like pick the date for every single post.
Whoa.
Versus putting it in and saying, here's 10 posts, recycle them.
Wow, that sounds very manual before.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. And so when did you first kind of hear about promoting SmarterQueue and that you could make money from doing this?
So because I had signed up on an email list that said, when this is ready, tell me. They sent me an email, and it just came one day, and I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this thing is like a reality. Because I had been reading and watching it for like, I don't know, 6 months or more, maybe 9 months or up to a year, because I had been like I said, I had heard about it as like a beta kind of like, hey, we're thinking about doing this. And I'm like, no, we need this.
Right.
And so when I got that email, I signed up immediately. And as soon as I saw what it could do, like I logged in, signed up for my own account, because I was doing social media for myself also, in my business. And so I started putting stuff in, and I was like, I just did in 10 minutes what it takes me like 2 hours to do in this other program. So I just basically told all my clients, like, hey, we found this new program. It's much more efficient. If you want to sign up for it, here's our link. And I had signed up as an affiliate and everything. And I use SmarterQueue, and I was using Social Pilot as part of our service. So I don't pay for it because I want them to have access, and they have to have their own account and all that. And I don't white label anyone. I don't put anyone on my account, whatever. But I sign them up under their own account during the service. So they kind of don't have a choice. And we say we only do our services in conjunction with SmarterQueue. Most people that come to us, though, because we are a marketing company, they don't know what they want. They don't know what they need. They don't know what's out there. They may have heard of this or that, but they're like, I don't know what's the right, one to pick. So we really just kind of say, look, this service, we actually set you up with the right system. We put everything in, we build all the content for the year, and you're done in an 8-hour day. And so for them, like for the client that needs that, it's like, I don't even need to know anything else. And so when we're sitting with them on that day, I literally sign them up. I'm like, what's your email? Okay, what's your address? Give me your credit card. Like, I just do it, but I use my link to do it. And then I also teach a ton of classes and a ton of like small business seminars for free. And so when I do those, I say, this is the one that I use. But if you want, the best pricing and everything, you can use my link. And I have something called the Pro Toolkit, which I have all my affiliate links in, and you can only get it if you go to my website, put your email in, and then you get access to this curated list of all the tools that we've used professionally, which SmarterQueue is one of them.
That's incredible. So you're directly signing up your clients and like not giving them any other option, getting them into SmarterQueue. And then are you setting them up within SmarterQueue as well so that
Yes.
they're successful? Ah,
Yes. So we build on that same day. So what we do is we do strategy for 2 hours. We kind of create like what's our plan for the year for content. And then the next 6 hours or 5 hours, we create all the content. And then the last hour, we actually put the content into SmarterQueue, and I have them put posts in too. So we sit together. This is an 8-hour day, like physically with the client. Like we sit across the table. And so that last hour, I can do it really fast because I've just gotten so good at it. I show them how we set up the posting schedule. I show them how we set up the categories. It's their account. They're responsible. They're paying, whatever. And so, but now I'm teaching them, you're going to put posts in. We've already got posts sitting here. We've got images. We've got written content. We've got links to other content that we're resharing or whatever. So we've got all that stuff already, and they will sit there and they're like, oh my gosh, this is so easy. And I'm like, yeah, once you do this. And so what we try to teach people is if they could sit down for a day and do that by themselves, they could have all their content done for the whole year. And you really can't do that unless you're using something like SmarterQueue.
incredible. And then that keeps them within SmarterQueue and then keeps you getting paid every month from their subscription. So that's super wise. And then with the other side of it, so you've got the directly signing up clients, and then the other side you have, the seminars and speaking with people. Is that online? Is that through like webinars online, or is that in person?
It's both.
Okay, nice. And then you have the opt into the email address, and then they download the toolkit with your affiliate link. So you don't give that away for free on the actual webinar. You say download.
Right. And I tell them that sometimes I'll say like the programs that I use, or I'll say here's 5 that are options out there in the world, or 3 that are options. You could use this or this or this. And then I'll say, but the one that we use, if you want to do like what we're doing, if you want to emulate us as a business and you want to use the latest and the best and whatever, the one that we use is on the toolkit, but I don't tell them which one it is.
Right.
So I'm giving them information like, hey, you could use any of these. These are all great programs. But if you want to use what the pros use, you have to use the toolkit.
Absolute mastery. I love it. That's brilliant. That's fantastic. So are you aware of how much money that you've made from SmarterQueue over the time that you've been?
I have not added it up because I just see it like come in, trickle in over the month, and it's great. I love that. But I don't know if I've like added it all up.
Yeah, I had a look for you, and you've $1,316 so far, and every month I think it grows.
Yeah, because I know that when we set clients up with that, they stay. Like they don't need to leave. I mean, there's been people that have canceled accounts occasionally, but it's usually when they've closed a business or something like that, But typically they just keep the account because they know how effective it is and how much they can utilize it and do. I have one client that she's not signed up with us several years ago, and she has SmarterQueue, and she uses it every month, and she'll do like a month at a time. So we did a year with her, all at once.
Yeah.
And then after that, she just does it month to month on her own, and she just shoves all her content in there. She trains her people on it, and her staff in her office. And so we trained her how to do that in that day. So I only spent one day with her. That's all I did. Did all the content, set her up, got her going. And now she's like, I know, I can do this. Because it's not as complicated as people think it is sometimes. But we trained her enough that she's like, I got this. And she loves using it because it wasn't hard for her to learn initially either. It wasn't like this big program. Oh, should I use this part or should I use that part? And, oh, it connects with this and connects with that. It's just so straightforward and so simple. So it's really great.
So it's truly passive. It's like you just did it that one time, and then every month the money is coming in.
Yeah.
Incredible, incredible. What kind of advice would you give to people that are in your kind of position that are looking for ways to promote SmarterQueue, or that maybe they're not sure and they're like, oh, is it going to work? Because that's always a question, right? It's like you hear about ways to make passive income online and you're like, I don't know. So what would you tell people that are in your position that are maybe like on the fence right now, or they don't know how to effectively promote?
I would say any affiliate marketing that you do, especially something like this, which makes it so easy to do this kind of tip that I'm going to give, is any affiliate marketing that you do needs to be a part of your process. Don't make it something where you're like, oh yeah, you should sign up for this cool thing. Like, people are like, yeah, okay, I don't know. Like, even if you tell them everything they should know about it, they're like, well, I mean, really, like, is it real? Like, is it really going to do what you say? Or maybe I don't need all that, I don't really know. But when you're an expert in a field, or you have some kind of platform where you're telling people and you're like, hey, I know what I'm doing, I know what I'm talking about, then that gives you that credibility and that clout, and now you have the influence to say, this is what you should be using. And like I said, I will present people with other options and say, you could use these if you want, because the people always come to me and say like, oh, what about this one? I'm like, you could use that, but then I always end up by like, the Pro Toolkit has everything that we use as a professional, and it's all affiliate links. Like, it's everything that we use. So it's not just, the SmarterQueue, but it's like our financial system that we use, and how we take payments, and how we do our email marketing. Like, all of that stuff's in there. So running the whole business is all in there. And so I like try and use your affiliate links in a different way, but make them a part of your process, so that there's kind of like no escape for the person. Like, if they don't want to use SmarterQueue, then I'm like, then we can't work with you. And I know that sounds kind of silly, like, oh my gosh, you're turning away business. Actually, no, because usually people come to us and they're like, I don't even know what to use. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. So, but making it a part of our process and saying, this is what we're going to give you, this is what we're going to sign you up for. I tell them up front too, like, they pay for our service, they also know how much SmarterQueue is going to cost them. Like, I give them kind of a range, like, oh, it's between $15 and $20 a month, because I don't know how many social platforms they have exactly or whatever. So like, I just kind of give them like, it's around this, and they're like, oh, that's no big deal. Like, they're like, oh my gosh, I thought you were going to say hundreds, and I'm like, no, it's nothing, no big deal, don't worry about it. So they know what our cost is, they know what their going forward ongoing costs will be. And like I said, when we work with them one day, we're like, happy trails, man, see ya, like, you got this. And if they want to work with us forever, like, that's fine. But we try to set people up so that they come in, they don't know what they're doing, we help them get set up, we give them all the tools, including SmarterQueue, and then they're like, oh, I can do this. And then they just stay with it because it's what they know.
Amazing. And could you share like a little bit about your clients? Like, who are the type of people that SmarterQueue has really helped, like, for you specifically?
We have a really wide range of small businesses. I've worked with other marketers, so they've latched onto this as well. I've worked with doctors, chiropractors, health and wellness type individuals, coaching, personal chefs. I mean, like, it's just kind of a random assortment. Like, people who do install gutters and pavers, and like handymen, and like, I just kind of like this wide range of like anything from like blue collar to like professional services. Like, I have so a wide range. And so pretty much any small business that we've worked with, if they need social media help, I've worked a lot with hairdressers. That's a huge one for us, is like any kind of like salon or spa hairdressing services, those kind of things. So yeah, so those are some of our biggest clients. And I think it's really also really helpful. Right now I'm working with a specific client who's an author. And so we usually try to do like a year in advance, but she's on our maintenance plan. So every month she sends me 5 posts. It takes me about 10 minutes to put them all in there. Like, I just, put them in and schedule them, and they're off and running. And the next month she sends me 5 more, and I put those in, So it's really been helpful for that, especially with our maintenance side of things, where we can do things so much faster for them because we've already set them up with these systems.
So then you can also not only make the passive income, you can create like other offerings around SmarterQueue and then charge the client for it, and then how quickly you can do it, right? Amazing.
Yes, exactly. And they're using the program that we recommend, because if she had said, oh, well, I'm using this other program to do my social media, I would just say, we don't work with that program.
Right.
And then I would tell her why. And then I would tell her why ours is better.
Perfect. That's so good. Is there anything else that has like really helped you? Like any features that you love about SmarterQueue that's helped you promote? Like, do you upload promotional
Yes.
for instance, into your own SmarterQueue to create more passive income?
So I have done that in the past. I find for me, my social media is, it's a weird kind of thing. So, and this might be something that, not everybody needs to know, but like, I have done social media for so long that for me, it almost doesn't work anymore, if that makes sense. Like, it's kind of like stalled out in those arenas. And so I work more with like through word of mouth and through the speaking engagements. And I find that I get so much more traction. So for my business at this point, we don't even have anything running. But what I've found is that there are businesses that social media is like essential for. Like, to even have a client come in, like they need that. And so that's who I recommend it to, and I push that towards them. The thing that I really like about SmarterQueue that not a lot of other systems have in place, or they have like a kind of janky version of it, is the RSS feature. Because I encourage my clients to post blog posts, because they've been writing, a lot of my clients write these long emails to their customers and these like email programs, and they're like full of great stuff and like tons of keywords and like just so much good information. They send it in an email one time and it goes to die. All that information just dies in the email system. So I'm encouraging my clients to, we've always done this, to like take all that content, put it as a blog post first, have your email system RSS, send it out, have your social system RSS, send it out, so that you get those people coming back to that website, coming back and hitting those blogs over and over and over through the social posts that might even recycle, through the emails that ping people's inboxes at the time they're sent. And so all that good content, all that interesting stuff you've researched, or the thing you put with the link and the, all that, it's all cataloged on your website, and it's content that's searchable now through Google. So the RSS feature is one of the biggest things for me, that if the system doesn't have that, like an email system or a social system or something, if you don't see RSS, or I can't find it anywhere in their system, I don't even bother with that program. It's like, it's out, because that's a huge time saver for clients, that if they can put all their good info in one blog post for that week or month or whatever, then these other programs just take care of it for them the rest of the time.
It's like a massive traffic driver, right?
Huge, huge.
Amazing, amazing. Well, thank you so much for your time, Elizabeth. It's been incredible. Thank you.
Thank you.